Joining us today for a discussion of industrial cybersecurity is Shmulik Aran, CEO of NextNine. Welcome, Shmulik.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be hosted by you, Sid.
Thank you. To begin this discussion, could you just please say a few words about NextNine and your particular focus within the industrial cybersecurity market?
We are an OT security and operational management platform. We actually are part of we enable industrial and enterprises owners to manage their all plants around the world from one centralized location. We're actually part of the industrial 4.0 revolution, and we have 12 years of experience in this field. We have 6,000 installations all around the world and about 1,000 enterprises in the fields of oil, gas, manufacturing, energy, food, drugs, pharmaceuticals, all kinds of industrial and critical infrastructure. And our go-to-market is with channels. So we cooperate with channels such as ABB, Rockwell, Honeywell, Schneider, Yokogawa, Cisco, BAE. All of them actually use us as the platform of choice for the delivery of their product or their service.
You know, at ARC, we see a lot of increase in interest, I would say, in cybersecurity across the industrial world. I mean, SCADA cybersecurity, ICS cybersecurity. And I'm just wondering if you're seeing that kind of an increase, and if so, you know, what do you think are the drivers? Is it regulations? Is it fear? Is it productivity?
Actually, we see pretty nice uptake in the interest, and as you have mentioned, it's the interest and the motivation depends on the persona. If it is a cybersecurity officer, what he sees is, you know, evils and dark intentions. And if you look at the plant manager, he sees the operational challenges and how to deal with those. Fortunately, these actually are combined together, and we deal with our platform with both, with the cybersecurity and the operational issues. If you look at real life situations, maybe 93 to 99% of the cases will be actually operational issues like malfunctioning, unauthorized usage, malfunctioning of hardware, software that is not rightly configured, but at the end of the day, availability is the most important parameter for industrial companies. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Both of them are being dealt, and we see an increase in the uptake. We actually have seen in the last 6 months more deals, more IFIs, more RFPs than in 2 years before combined.
Oh wow, that's very good. That's glad. I'm happy for you, and I guess happy for me too because I'm an analyst in that area. What about the regulators? Do you see, is that driving much more? Is that changing much, the regulations environment? Because you deal around the world. So.
Yeah. So we are very committed both to the regulation activities and the corporate activities. We see actually 2 waves happening right now. One wave is the regulation. So at last, there are some results, both geographically. If you look at the US, you look at Germany, Far East, Israel, other places, you see actual regulation. But also, if you look at the other side, the corporate side, you see activities that are driven by board members and management that understand now very well the liability and the risk associated with cyber events. And as a result, they chart their management to decide to have a cybersecurity policy for the enterprise and to implement it into the field. They have budget for that in most cases, and that actually propels the industry in a good way.
How are you addressing that? I mean, so that's the trend, or what are you doing? How can you help companies address those issues?
So we as a company, we actually enable the enterprise to do the full cycle of the cybersecurity hardening they want to do. They actually start from a very inferior situation if you compare it to the IT world, but they want to see a continuous improvement in the hardening of the environment. And we actually offer a platform by which you can define your security policy from the central office. You can automatically download it and push it down to the plants and to the devices. You can then implement the security policy in those devices, measure the results on the devices, and compare them to the security policy you would like to have in the first place, report it back to the headquarters, and present to the various management levels their actionable dashboards. And this leads as a natural way to the next cycle of hardening. Gives them actually the ability to do a cycle of hardening yet one and again and improve their hardening situation.
Oh, very interesting. In general, I'm an analyst and I follow all kinds of cybersecurity products, and there's a lot of products on the market. And I'm just wondering what makes NextNine different? What's unique about your solution?
This is a very good question. And we see a lot of solutions. Most of those solutions are solutions that are more specific active features that one can offer. And so for the enterprise, for industrial enterprise, it puts a big challenge of implementing yet another tool and another tool, managing over the time. We are part of a very small and different a bit group of companies where we provide the OT security management platform, the ability to manage and to do actually that, to manage this challenge. While on one hand, we provide a very broad suite of capabilities, starting from remote access, which is very granular and very secure. We have an asset discovery and inventory all through the Purdue model. We just announced that we are covering also the PLCs and RTUs in this forum, the ARC. It goes up to white labeling and blacklists of all kinds of activities and processes, antivirus and patch mechanisms that are certified by the enterprise, by the vendor, sorry. And it goes on to anomaly detection and all kinds of solutions. But at the end of the day, you want to see a centralized and a unified ability management system that can give you the ability to manage all of that. And this is what we provide. And the end customers actually find a lot of value in that. And they see the ability to help both. They see the value both for the headquarters and also for the plant managers. Both of them see the value for themselves. And actually, this is very important to convince the field to adopt your technology and your security policy.
Since you just mentioned value, that was the nice segue for my next question, actually, because it sounds like wonderful solutions, but still you have to get them to give them a financial case. I'm surprised by that myself often, because security is such a critical issue, but yet you still have to justify investments. People don't want to just throw money around. Can you comment on that, how you're doing that, and what are you doing to help companies do project justification?
Certainly, Sid. The ROI is a challenge, and ROI with security is an even bigger challenge. But we acknowledge that challenge, and together with our partners, we have published several case studies whereby one can see the ROI. I will just mention two examples. One is actually done together with Cisco and Yokogawa for one of the first-tier global oil and gas companies in the world. And in that research and independent study showed that we have managed to increase the security compliance level of the environment while decreasing the cost of this security of the operation by $700,000 per plant per year. This is very impressive. And the second case study I will mention was done by Accenture, and it was done with a mid-sized oil and gas company, and the result was that we have showed that instead of taking $28 million to harden the environment, it can be done half of that, $40 million. And instead of 2 years to take this effort to do, it's 8 months to do it. So as a result, there was a massive cost in cost and in length of the hardening process.
Okay. Well, thank you, Shmulik. This has been very interesting and very informative.
Thank you very much.
Today, we've been speaking with Shmulik Aran, CEO of NextNine. Thank you for watching.